All right, hello, this is my analysis of learning presentation, and my name is Rocio Alvarado. So I'm going to head and start my presentation. All right, so the first question that was asked was, what do you know now that I didn't know before I took this class? So, what I know now that I did not know before were the different ways we can be inequitable when it comes to our everyday life in society. With each lesson that we went through, we talked about how these different topics fit with the equity literacy framework. We also read a little bit about each topic, and these topics include race, disability, gender, immigration status, socioeconomic status, and so on. I was able to see where our society can fail with these topics, and it opened my mind more to how the world functions around these certain things. For example, how society treats someone who is disabled, or how the disabled are treated in their own schools. My mind and knowledge have opened more to our diverse group of students whom we will have in the future. I understand that these different diverse groups, I understand them better, and am now able to use this information to become an educator that eliminates inequities in my classroom. What can I do that I couldn't do before I took this class? I can be more selective when it comes to choosing books that are culturally diverse for my classroom. I never thought about how culturally competent my books were in my classroom, or if the books carried out any stereotypes that are typical. Having done the project on choosing culturally competent books to share with my kids in the classroom, I have a better idea of what to bring and read to my students to broaden their minds on our very diverse world when it comes to gender, diverse families, disability, and so on. What can I teach others to know, or that you couldn't teach them before I took this class? So what I can share with others now that I did not know before is all about our different diverse groups of children and where they came from. Here in the ECE setting I currently work at, there is a huge diverse group of families that all have different backgrounds, cultural practices, religion, family dynamics, etc. This class is about the culturally diverse learner and how we need to be educators who see our culturally diverse learners and meet their needs wherever they may need it, amongst other things. I want to share this information with others, especially here with my coworkers at the ECE setting I'm at, about each group of different backgrounds and talk about where these kids are coming from and just shed light on our diverse children. What are my most significant challenges going forward related to becoming an effective, culturally responsive educator / community leader? I think one of my most significant challenges going on forward after this class is to be an effective, culturally responsive community leader is how to be able to communicate with families when it comes to their children and their diverse cultures. I am Hispanic, so being able to relate to the Hispanic community comes easy to me, but I know there are so many cultures out there and so many diversities among our children. I need to learn all about those cultures and be a better communicator with families so that I can make a welcoming classroom to their children and be able to connect in that way with my students and also their families. What must I do to overcome these challenges? To overcome the challenge of communication, I must be more confident in talking to families and also make time to talk to families when they drop their children off to school and pick them up. I want to be able to talk to families about their children and how I can make a welcoming classroom for their children. I also want families to be open with me about their cultures, family dynamics, financial situations, etc. I want to be the type of teacher who can always provide resources for families if they need it, but this cannot be done without a good relationship with my students' families and the communication with them. I will provide resources for them and provide meetings with parents if needed to be able to connect with them. And the last question I was asked is, what am I committed to doing further to further my knowledge, dispositions, and skills related to multicultural diversity and social justice issues? To be committed, I will start by looking at my current ECE classroom and my students in them. I will talk to my students about their culture and have them share with each other about their culture, family, and spoken languages. If they don't know much about their culture, I will research more on their cultures and also reach out to families and be open about their diversities. I will take the time in the mornings to stop and talk to my family students for a couple of minutes and learn more about them, and I would like to keep taking courses that broaden my mind on culture diversity so that I am well prepared to be a successful educator for my current and future students. And I know this course isn't also, I mean, this course isn't just about, the kids in my classroom, but also, in general. I know we live in a society where we might look down upon a lot of things or stereotype a lot of things, and this course has definitely let me have a better image of what inequities we might be doing that we don't know. I think one of the biggest things I take away from this course is that itself, the inequities we might be doing ourselves. And now, in my everyday life, I'm trying to be always fair, always, be equitable with everything in my surroundings, in my family, and everywhere that I go. I want to be an equitable person and just not have any injustices when it comes to certain topics, for sure, because I know we all have our values. I know we all have our way of thinking, or the way we were raised. I know I do, for sure. So not just in my classroom, but also outside, I will be working to be more, to just have a more open mind about absolutely everything in our culture, in our different cultures and diversities, for sure. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you so much.